Hey everyone, Ben here from monday.com CRM team, and today I'm going to walk you through our solution, the different boards and dashboards that have been created within it, and finally I'm going to show you how easy it is to customize any of these boards or dashboards to fit your needs specifically. One of the greatest values that monday.com CRM solution provides is the ability to customize it. We have built a solution that can work perfectly for you, but every company works differently, and so the ability to easily customize anything and change any flow as your team grows and as your process grows is one of our greatest values. Okay, great. So what do we have? Well, the first board that we have is the deal board. This is where most of the communication, where most of the information lies, and I will dive into this at a greater deal at a later point. For now, I want to go into the rest of the flow. So the first thing that you will see over here is a lead board. Now I can manually create any lead that I would like and start filling in information. I can pull it in from a form if I would like to, that can be embedded or sent to any of our customers. I can pull it in from Jot form, Facebook ads. We have a whole bunch of different ways that we can start pulling in information. We can even just import a group of items in that can be found from Excel or from wherever you currently are storing your leads. I can then say, okay, this contact is now being qualified, and as you see when I clicked on move to contacts, it disappeared. Well, it didn't really disappear. We used an automation that says move it to the contacts board. So I'm saying, okay, once this is qualified, let's move it to the qualified board, and as you can see, it can be seen right here. This brings us to our second board. We have all of our contacts in one place. When we have the accounts associated with it, we have the deals associated with it. And why this is important is what I can start doing is I can start associating multiple contacts with one specific account. And so if I were to then go into the account and look for HSBF and go into account, you can then start seeing the multiple contacts that are considered part of the account board. And so just to summarize, up until now, we have a main deal board where we see all of the information. We have the leads, which can then be turned into contacts, which can be associated with an account. From there, we have activities. This activity board I will get into at a later stage and much more in depth in another video called email activities. But this is basically where we can start storing all activities, all communication that we have with our customers across multiple boards in one place, so we can start gathering data, as in who is making the most sales, who's closing the most leads, things like that. Okay, let's carry on. This is a dashboard. In this dashboard, you can see our training, so how to get started, the different videos, giving us feedback. All of this can help you get started within monday.com. And then finally, we have a dashboard where you can see all of the activity, all of a high level view of everything that is happening. So this can also be customized as much as you want. You can move things wherever you want to move it. You can make things bigger and smaller. You can change the information within it. But basically what this allows is you to take a multiple boards in one place. You can then start seeing all of the relevant information. Okay, great. Now I want to go in and show you basically how easy it is to start customizing information. So let's go to the deals board to do this, and let's create a new deal, and let's call this deal name 4. We can, as you can see, we have tasks that you can create, and you can have some subtasks, and you can move things around easily. We're going to leave that out for now. The first thing we're going to do is create an owner, so someone that is responsible for dealing with this specific account, but we're not actually going to call it an owner. Let's call this account manager, and we can't actually see that, so let's make that a little bit bigger. And as you can see, while I'm playing around with this live with you, you can see how easy it is to actually customize it. Over here we can see contacts. Contacts, I gave you a hint in our accounts and contacts board, but basically what this is doing is pulling in information from another board so we can see it in one place. So I can say, okay, let's sync actually just Jamal. And now that it's synced, I can say, okay, let me pull up information. And without needing to leave the board, I can start seeing all of the relevant information in one place. Over here, we have the same thing for accounts. Over here, we have a stage. A stage is just a status column that we've repurposed, and you can edit anything as easily as you want. So let's say we want to create another lead. Let's make it pink, and let's say unqualified. And now we can go ahead and we can create a new one just that easily. Over here, we have priority, which is the same concept, another status column that we've repurposed. Over here we have deal length. Deal length is a formula column. Now this formula column is extremely helpful for most of our calculations, as it takes data from a specific item and provides certain insights. So over here, what we're trying to understand is we're trying to understand how long the deal has been alive from when it's originally being created. Now, if the specific contract is won, then the deal ends, but that's quite complex and we don't need to dive into the specific breakdown of how this formula works. Just know that you can create different values like this by yourself. Over here we have deal value. This is a simple number column where I'm going to start adding in funds. I can change my currency to be whatever I want it to be. And over here we have close probability. So again, this is just another numbers column, and I'm going to set 80%. And what we can see over here is how we can calculate our forecast value. And what we're basically saying is let's take the deal value and times it by the close probability, and that'll give us a thing. So as you can see, we've repurposed our formula column for two different values. Over here we have much more information. We have location that we can start adding in, but we can start adding in and removing information just as easily. So let's say I'm interested in a file column to add in all of the quotes. Let's go ahead and actually rename that, and let's say quotes. I can go ahead and start adding that information, but I can just as easily delete it. It's really up to me and how I want to build this specific workflow. Now, there's many more values that you can see within this platform. We just don't have time today to go into them. For example, we can take all of this data and see it in a visual way. We can see it as a Kanban, and obviously when we move it to a different stage, so too will the status change in the other side. We can move this all along, so one will actually be all the way at the end. Let's say negotiation goes before proposal, however you want to build it. Everything is highly customizable, and yeah, I hope you enjoy, play around with our automations. I quickly want to touch on our email and activities app. This is a app where we can start sending emails from directly within Monday and start storing it all. We can also start saving different types of meetings, call summaries, meetings, and that all of these activities can be seen in that activities board that I was referring to earlier. So if I am going to go ahead and set up a meeting, this by the way is synced with my actual Gmail account, so I can make sure that I'm not double booking myself. But basically all of these meetings can be synced and seen in the activities board, and therefore I can see on a high level how many phone calls were created in the last month, how many emails were sent, etc, etc. Hope you enjoy, and let us know if you have any questions, comments or concerns. We're here to hear your thoughts and make it the best CRM platform out there.